Hey guys, it's been a while. It's been like 3 or 4 months since I last uploaded a video. And I know I said in the last one I was going to review albums, and I just haven't been doing that. So today, I'm going to review an album. My very and my very first one I'm reviewing on this channel. And the album I'm reviewing today is Knocked Loose's A Different Shade of Blue. As you can see, the album art is, well, blue. And looks pretty nice. It's got the booklet, song titles. That's just the CD. We're not here about the CD, which CD's alright. It's kind of ugly. It's like a pale light blue color, bluish green color. But yeah, but no. Here today we're here talking about how is this album? How good is this album? And should you listen to it? Yeah, it's not the most relevant album. This album came out in 2019, so about 3 years ago already. And yeah, when I bought this is one of the very few albums I bought where I just bought it blindly. I saw it at Target one day because I just was at Target, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll get it." But yeah, it started out this album's average length, 30ish, 40ish minutes. So yeah, average length, has 12 songs. And yeah, and I don't really listen to this band a lot. I used to listen to them more when I was younger, but I just listened to this again today before this review because I've only listened to this about 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I will say start off the bat that vocals are hit and miss. It just depends on what you like and don't like. So they're more like screechy kind of. Well, I shouldn't say screechy. They actually sound like black metal, but they're more like screaming. There's some growly stuff, but it's not a lot. I would say though that I'd compare the vocals to I compare the vocals of this album to Devil Wears Prada. They reminded me of that. This where the screams are bad, but they're also like good. Like you're like, oh, these screams just suck, but then you're like, oh, but I like these. They're kind of iconic, and I like hearing them in the songs. So when you don't hear them, like in the Zombie P, the worst product, for example, you're like, whoa, he's actually not doing those as much. He's actually more like trying to growl more. That's kind of how this album is. There's a lot of that, but there's also some like, not really a lot, but yeah. And yeah, as for the production, it's pretty good. It's not like amazing, super clean, which that is like hit or miss in some way, but it does the job. You can hear all the instruments. It's like I'd say it's perfect for the style that they have, the sound, and the sound's pretty good. Very nice and heavy. There's a lot of energy in it, and I mean, it's not like 90s metalcore or anything, but it's in the middle ground, kind of close, kind of not. I like the guitars. There's breakdowns, dissonant chords, all that stuff. The good stuff that you'd expect in a metalcore album. Yeah. If you don't hear a dissonant chord in some capacity, it's probably not metalcore. They just don't use that technique a lot. But yeah, they got that. Breakdowns, just dum 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 riffs in there. It's pretty good. Slow, medium pace riffs. The drums fit the music and just really complement it. It's not like the most distorted album or anything. But yeah, it's pretty good. Though that's also my one big complaint with this album is that it's kind of one dimensional. It's just kind of a thing a lot of albums get where it's like the music's good, but after a while you just kind of get a little tired of it because it all starts to sound the same, like the same song. That's kind of how this one is. I mean, they do add some variation to the music here and there. And like I said, there's the dissonant chords, they got breakdowns, but it just kind of feels like it's the the same beat after a while, even though it's not. So that's my one complaint with this album. But yeah, this album is actually really good. I like it. It's not my favorite or anything. It's not terrible. It's not like masterpiece, but for an album from a band that I never really listened to and I just bought on a whim, it's very good. And I don't really buy blind album CDs. Generally, when I buy one, I already have listened to it or it's a favorite of mine. But I wanted to start a review with an album I hadn't really had a lot of experience with, so I chose this one. And yeah, I really liked it, but as I said, it's got problems. It has its shit, problems, like it just feels like the same song after a while. It kind of gets say one tone, one dimensional a little bit. But yeah, they added some variation in the riffs, and the vocals are not not the greatest thing ever. I mean, for this style of music, they are, but they aren't the best, and you may or not like them. And the growly vocals are good though. There's not a whole lot of those. And they pop up of only a couple of the songs. Yeah, that's because, as I said, it gets kind of one-dimensional. I wasn't really paying attention to the songs as much when I was listening to this album, but yeah, I'd say overall I give this album about a 7 to an 8 out of 10. Very good. I like it. If you do find this album in a store or something, and you like metalcore, or you like kind of the more hardcore type sounding stuff, I'd get this album. It's pretty good. And yeah, I know this album is not relevant or anything. But all these albums I'm probably gonna be starting to review aren't relevant. I'm just if I'm reviewing from my CD collection or whatever. But yeah, give it 7 or 8 out of 10. I'll go with 8 out of 10 overall. 7.5, 8 out of 10. That's the final rating. I like it. And yeah, as I said, if you find this in a store, I'd pick it up. It's pretty good. Or if you're just a Knocked Loose fan and you don't have this CD, I get it. It might be one of their best, but as I said, I don't listen to this band a lot, so I don't know too much about them, or I've listened to too much of them. But yeah, I liked it, and that's my review of this album. If you guys have any other requests or whatever for album to review, just let me know in the comments and I'll review it. I'm gonna try to start doing more of these as time goes along, but we'll just see how it goes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this garbage review on this album, Knocked Loose's Different Shade of Blue. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you whenever I make another video. Goodbye.